Hi, crafty friends. It's Emily Gallo, your Creative Memories Advisor from Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Tonight we're going to be creating the project recipe from the Denim Revival paper pack. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to the Woodstone Workshop. Today we're going to be creating the project recipe from the Denim Revival paper pack. I'm so happy you're here to join us tonight. I've already pre-created one, and now we're going to make another one so you guys can follow along. Things you're going to need is obviously the paper pack, the Rick Rack border maker, and then your border maker system. I have some tape, a runner, scissors, and then I also have the pocket embellishments, which are so super cute. And the way the recipe is calling for it, you actually put the picture kind of like hidden in here, so it's like sticking out of the pocket. How adorable is that? So I'm super excited that you are here tonight. Let's get started. Okay, so we want to take out your project recipe that was included in your kit. You're going to need to choose 2 paper packs from the Denim Revival, and there are your base papers from your designers. So I just chose this nice little denim, 2 denim sheets here. And then you need 2 different designer sheets. The one sheet I chose here is just like this. They're like sort of blocks, if you look at it closely, of different colors, like whitewashed denim. On the other side, it almost looks like sand or like muddy sand a little bit, like almost like got like watermarks on it. And then this one is the this brown, like Western kind of look. On the other side, it's like patches of darker denim. And you'll also need a sheet of navy cardstock. I'll put these guys over here, and we'll need this to kind of follow through, and who knows, we might need this for reference as well. All right, so for your base papers, just to conserve paper, I do like to gut. Not only does it conserve your paper, but it also makes your albums not as heavy. So for your base papers, I already pre-cut one. So we're going to do the other side now. So you're going to be gutting, I'm going to put this here, to create a 2-inch frame. And just like when you're driving a car, right, you keep your hands at 10 and 2. So we're going to be, and to create that frame, you need to be cutting at 10 and 2. You want to pull out your trimmer, bring that all the way open. You're going to be laying your paper down at the 10-inch mark. And then you're going to be starting by cutting at the 2-inch mark. And this is kind of hard to see, but I'll pick it up. That surprise for some of you who don't know this, there's actually a ruler on your trimmer, and that people don't know about sometimes. Sorry. So you're going to go down from, you're going to start at 2 and go down to 10. The line on the side of the actual cutter has this line, and that's exactly where the blade is going to pierce the paper. So that's the center point. All right, so once again, we're going to make sure I get that right. 10 and 2. All right, and we'll rotate that. Once again, making sure your paper is lined up at the 10-inch mark. And then 10 to 2. Fortunately, it does give us a little bit of grace too with those measurements, that if you're off just a smidgen or you go a little bit further, a little bit down, no worries, there's plenty of room here. All right, once again, 10 to 2. And then our last 10 to 2. Woohoo! Beautiful. All right. I didn't go down far enough on that. And that's great. You can use this for a mat on another spread, or even if you have an 8x8 album, that's a great base page too for that as well. All right, so we created the 2 frames. We'll keep these down this way so you can kind of see what's going on. Yeah, we don't need that anymore. All right, so then you want to turn to the back sheet. Let's start with designer paper number 1. And you can see that that square 8 is fine. It's a 5 by 12 all the way down, one cut. But square B, or rectangle B really, is 6 by 10. So what you want to do is actually cut a 6 by 12, and then you're going to cut off 2 inches off the bottom. All right, so let's work on that. And designer number A is here and then here. Okay, the block page. And that's the lighter of the 2 shades that I thought worked well. All right, so I'm gonna choose this sheet with that muddy, sandy look, okay? So the first rectangle you're gonna be cutting is 5 by 12. So you're taking your paper at the 5-inch mark, locking it down and cutting it straight, okay? That's gonna go over here on this side. And then the next side is 6 inches by 10. So you wanna start by the 6-inch mark, okay? And this is spare, this little strip, you don't need this. You can save that and put it back in your scrap bag or whatever. And then we need 2 inches off, because this is supposed to be 6 by 10. So I'm taking off 2. You also could go 6 and put it at the 10 mark and cut off 2 inches. Either way, it's all, you know, the same. All right. And once again, this is a spare piece, so just throw that over there. No reason for that. Now we're going to cut designer paper number 2. And these are both 12 inches in length. You're going to be cutting a 6 by 10 and then a 5 by 12. Oh, excuse me, did I say that wrong? A 6 by 12 and then a 5 by 12. And we're gonna choose this paper here with the patches, where I'm gonna be using this side to get that kind of Western look. I'm gonna pull my long arm up here and engage that by 6 inches. 6 inches, and then the next one is a 5 by 12. Nice. And once again, this is just scrap, so you can leave it over there. No reason to worry about that. Then the next sheet is your navy cardstock. You don't need your trimmer right now anyways. Let's take the little papers that, so you guys can see this better. Put this to the side. And your base papers. Good things. You want to pull out your border maker system. You want to engage your cartridge. You need to cut out 3 sets, a total of 6 rick-rack punches here, okay? And unfortunately, navy is always that piece of paper that is just a smidgen too big for the system. Let me just trim that ever so slightly. Just a hair. All right, so we're gonna, just a little sliver. All right, we'll put that back in. Hopefully that's enough that it lays flat. Yep, perfect, good. All right, so once again, we're gonna put that, the guide up, and then we're gonna put the arm down. And once again, we're gonna fold that guide back down. There's no reason to keep that together. And we're gonna be marrying up the notches on the housing system and then also the cutting system here. So just kind of marry these up, and they almost lock into place. I find it best when I use my palm and walk it down. The Rick Rack is a current available BMC. So this is one set. We don't need trash here. We'll throw that away. Open that puppy back up. Okay, bringing that all the way down to the guide. locking it back into place. And once again, we're going to be marrying those notches back up and using our palm to walk the housing system down. And that would be set number 2. And last but not least, we want set number 3. So it ends up giving us a total of 6 of these squiggly line rig racks. I had a attendee come. She had not been to a crop in quite some time. It's kind of getting back into it. And I was showing everybody the sample, and she was like, they still sell rip rack? I'm like, oh no, they just have a cartridge now for that. All right, so we want to make sure that's even here, right? So the next cut, now we are done with the border maker system, we want to make a 4.5 by 12 inch cut. Okay. And we need a 4.5 by 4.5 square. And then we will need a 6.5 by 4.5. This becomes a nice mat. And this is just spare. And then we take the other strip back out, and we're looking for a 3.5 inch long cut here. And that goes over here just as a spare. And then we're making a 5.5 by 3.5 mat, and then an identical one, 5.5 by 3.5. And once again, this is spare. Okay, so we have all the different pieces now to place together. We can put this cutter away. We'll bring back out the frame pieces here. We want to put this down, make sure these are even. And 2, beautiful. All right, so this is down. We're going to flip our guide over so I can kind of know where I'm placing stuff. When I'm putting tape onto the paper to put it together, I am going to put my tape on the frame, and that way I don't accidentally end up putting tape on the center, and then I have sticky tape on nothing while I'm just holding that paper. All right, so let's first put these pieces together. So what I'm looking for on this side of the paper, B, which I'm pretty sure is over here. And then this should be A, if I remember, right? This is up A, excuse me. And I like the denim kind of, that whitewash to show up. I guess if you wanted to be more brown or more neutral, you could go the other way. And then with this, it's gonna go here. I lied. This is gonna go here, the shorter piece. Okay, and this is going to go here, the thicker of the pieces. All right, we want to make sure this is somewhat even. We're just going to dry fit that right now. All right, good. Let's put that tape down, and once again I'm putting it right here on my paper. And we want to leave it so that there's 1 inch available on each side to give a nice border, a nice frame. Beautiful. Okay, and on this one, it does go all the way over.
And we want the darker sheet down here. We're leaving an inch on either side. And a little dab will do you. You don't have to put too much tape on there. CM tape is known to be very good quality, and you don't need to put extra. So it will do its job. Okay, good. So that's nice and smooth down. And I'm going to just dry fit these things here, all the different embellishments, and how I like that. We have this, we have this. This, and then we have this mat. Okay, good. So I would switch now to your repositionable tape, because this is how the magic happens. I would start with going this direction first. Okay, and I want to make sure, I just used one. I did not double it. Oh, I did double it there though. Okay, so I did one each side. I'm going to show you here. That's a good way to kind of see what I'm following along here with. Start with the piece going out, and you just want to make sure you're going to cover that line up. And this is the magic of repo, right? Literally just a little smooth, not a rough push, but it just magically disappears, which is great. And then you want to just kind of trim that off, not the paper. And here we go. Now, theoretically, this should fit perfectly. And it does. Maybe a smidgen a little bit on the one side. So I want to bring this all the way over to the left side of the paper, and I'll be able to fix that up, that little extra piece there. And once again, we're getting rid of that thing. And then you get your repo out. Is that not on right? Maybe that's what the problem is. Hold on a second. Oh, geez. Always helps to put it on straight, Emily. All right, I don't want to rip it, so. Ta-da! Okay, and let's get that down again. I don't know how. I think I need to stand up is really what the problem was. Let's see. I want to make sure that's nice and even. Beautiful. There you go. That's probably why that one was a little off. And it is, it righted itself. Good. All right, so for this part, let's put a little extra down there. All right, and once again, you're going to use that repo. Maybe a little extra on that side. All right. You're going to start with the squiggly line covering over that meetup, that seam between the jean and the brown. All right, lovely. Okay, and then we're going to take the other one, and we're going to make sure that it's going the same direction. Probably easier to see it over here because it kind of fits in ever so nicely. And we just kind of make that evaporate. Good. And we need to put this out. And you can choose what frame you would like to put on each page. bring that down a smidgy. Right, and we'll bring this one down as well. Make that match up ever so nicely. Good. All right. And then if you are attending, I made these really nice Forever in Blue jeans titles on my Cricut machine. A little bit of jazz. If you bought the sticker pack, you can use that as well down here. But very cute, right? Forever in Blue jeans. And maybe up a little bit. I'll get that down. All right, good. And we'll bring this one over now. Work on this side. All right, so same kind of thing. I would use this, the regular tape for the pockets, just because they're a little bit bigger and they're stronger to hold these down, because there is some thickness to these. But like, how cute is these little pockets, right? You could put a little note in there if you don't have a picture to kind of pop out. You also could put some souvenirs if it's from a trip, or like tickets, memorabilia. But I do kind of like how they showed the picture of the kids popping out of the picture, of the pocket. That's cute. Lovely. And we'll do here. And we'll go over here. Good. All right, and then we're gonna get that rickrack down again. Right? Bring that right across. Oh, spaghetti sauce. We're out. No worries. This is how easy it is. Ready? Just pop in. Remember how the old ones you had to thread everything through? Yeah. I've had a couple of customers come recently that have not been for a while, and they have the old tape, and they're sitting there struggling. They're convinced they're going to use all their tape, and then after they use my tape, they're like, okay, this is extremely easy to do it this way. I'm like, yes, they've total upgrade on that. All right. Then they show them the repo, and they want to get that too because it evaporates. It's pretty amazing. All right, and we're going to keep following that same squiggle pattern. Nice. I want to make sure I cover up that line there. All right, and then last but not least, the last little squiggle. Is that the right way? Let's make sure we do the same squiggle. And you want to cover up that line again. Good things. Well, there it is. Voila, your masterpiece. Thank you very much for attending. We're just going to put down this cute little border here. And if you're joining us from Woodstone Workshop, thank you for attending. If you're found us online, please like and subscribe. I also have a free sketch demo Facebook group that I do sketches like every other week, and it is called Sketches with Emily. So we'd love to join you. I'd love for you to join us there as well. There it is. Ta-da! All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.